didn't give everybody was
And we're waiting on you, Paul.
All right, I'll call this meeting to order for November 2023.
6:32.
I did not give you minutes.
6:32. Has everybody looked at the minutes, the previous minutes yet?
Yeah.
Yeah, I read about the house too. Any time to read?
No.
I hear a motion to accept the minutes as written.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Y'all want to sign these? I'll pass them around. You got any, Kenny?
Yes, sir. That's the deed to your house right there, so be careful.
Huh?
That's the deed to your house, so be careful.
I wish,
Yeah,
as long as I have, money in hand.
right.
Or bank.
All right.
Ron, how's Bonnie?
Oh, pretty good. Working every day.
That's what I heard. She's tough, ain't she?
Yeah, her dog died. That didn't help.
Oh, no. No, that never helps. That's fine.
None of that good.
There's plenty. Sign.
All right, we good there, guys?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so following the agenda, we see nothing in old business. So the new business, we're open for public comment. Case number RZ 230009, Brown Street, zone change from R1 to B1. Any comment from the public?
The only thing I heard, I sent out the mailings, Mr. Banks posted the sign, it was posted the appropriate amount of time, all that. I got one phone call from the neighbor that had a question, he just wanted to know what was going on, he didn't have any objection. So. And then I recommended approval in my staff report.
Okay. So 91 Court Street. To B1, where's that at?
It's Brown Street.
Oh, Brown Street.
Yeah. It's right there before Welch's.
Across
Tennis.
from Mars' farm.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Is there not an address on that?
No, and I need to talk to Justin about a couple things, so I'm gonna ask him about that.
Okay.
They don't wanna give, it's these two right here. They don't wanna give addresses until there's a structure, but it's gonna cause me some trouble with permitting. Cause the Montley Wick lines that he created, the two lots, he came in to get a permit for two houses with what's currently one lot, and so there's only one parcel ID, there's only one address, and the address isn't appropriate, it's address wrong. So I need to talk to Justin and see if, like, at the point that we're getting a permit for a structure, if he'll go ahead and assign an address. But this is another one, neither one of the parcels have an address, and actually there's a PDA parcel issue where you click on it, there's no parcel data. And I've talked to Carmen about it, but there's no data for it. So I don't know what we're gonna do with that one, but like I said, I've talked to Carmen, so we're trying to get that, that's all just back end stuff that needs to be straightened out. but they're not an actual address. But he did provide the deed, and it's got the legal description, and it matches the parcels that are shown. And the subdivision, there should be a copy of the subdivision plat.
Yeah.
I went and looked that up, and it's all everything's good, like they're legal parcels, it's just, there's some weird mapping issue. I'll work on trying to get that straightened out in the meantime, but that doesn't have any bearing on anything else.
Okay.
About there's 2 lots, is he gonna combine that?
Well, I think it comes down to where it's 2 lots. Do you know where you're gonna put the structure?
Pretty good idea, and not 100%, pretty close.
Okay, do you know if it's gonna
It'll
be,
be on number 2.
it'll be completely on
Yeah,
number 2?
because the city's got a water thing out number 1.
Okay, but it won't cross the property line at all?
Well, yeah, all the parking will be on that second, on number 1 lot.
But the structure itself,
No, I don't think it'll
Okay.
be.
if, the concern is, the structure has to be on a lot by itself. And so if it's gonna be across the lot line, you'd have to go through a consolidation plat to put the 2 parcels together. So if you can keep it on 1 lot, that would keep you from having to do the consolidation plat.
Well, I don't see a problem that it's 100 foot wide, so.
Yeah.
The structure would be 40 by 64. It's 64 because the post is every 8 foot.
Okay.
It'd be a metal building,
Okay.
like Marvin's building up here.
Yeah. And then I think the only other thing that you'll need to be aware of when you're getting the permit, because it'll be rezoned to commercial and it's adjacent to residential, I think the ordinance says you have to put a fence. I'll double check on that. But I think you're supposed to screen.
And we might have enough weeds to make the difference.
I think it can be that, it wouldn't necessarily have to be a fence, but it has to be screened. It could be
I know
trees
the
or.
parks are real well, so it ain't a big deal.
But that would be the only other thing I'd have to look at when we issue the permit is, because it's immediately next to that residential
Well, it
lot.
won't be, people
Yeah.
going in and out like that. It's a plumbing shop, so.
Okay. So I think as long as you're gonna be on that 1 lot, I think we don't have to worry about the consolidation plat.
Okay. Do I hear a motion to accept?
I
Wait
make
a
a
minute,
motion.
wait a minute.
Okay.
According to KRS
Yeah.
100.213, we have to have a reason why we're going.
Oh, true, yeah.
So here, I've got,
Thank
you have a
I
copy?
got mine.
Okay, it's gotta be either, yeah, pass it on. I'll let,
It's gotta be A or B.
Looks like,
1,
yeah, it looks like 1, probably.
you pick 1?
A,
Yeah.
It actually says 1 on my sheet.
yeah, I think,
is that variance or is that?
no, that's the map amendment. It may have formatted funny, because I typed mine out.
Okay.
Then maybe change the name on 51st. Yeah, I don't know. I guess either one of them will fit. But
I think it's 1.
A is simple and so let's,
What do you
There
think?
hasn't been any really changes.
yeah.
No, that's the same property, it's just
Yeah,
more or less
exactly.
except for.
Okay, do we need a motion to choose the A? Or
No, we just, whoever makes the motion has to state that that is the
Yeah,
reason.
okay. So do I hear a motion along with the reason?
I make a motion that we change zoning from B1, A1,
R1 to
B1.
B1.
On the grounds the original zoning classification given to the property was inappropriate or improper, and that the proposed classification is proper.
Very good.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All righty then.
And I'll use original KRS language.
Yeah. I copied it over there. Yeah.
I'm lucky, I've got that as a PDF
Yeah.
that I can copy and paste.
Yeah. Well, I did too, but I don't know, maybe, like I said, maybe word formatted.
And,
So what'll happen is, the city council we'll recommend to city council that city council approve it. So the meeting, it's the second Thursday of December, they'll vote, and it shouldn't be a problem. But then that'll be the official zone change.
When is that gonna happen?
Is
Is it Thursday or Tuesday?
Thursday.
Thursday.
It's the second Thursday.
be the 14th of December.
14th of December, and it'll be here, and I think they meet at 6:30, 6 or 6:30.
6:30.
6:30 on the 14th.
So that's all we like,
Yeah. Once city council votes, then it's official.
and then it gets permit.
Yep.
All right, get your road.
Thank you, Rhonda.
All right, so,
You wanna close that public hearing?
oh yeah, okay. So, hereby call the public hearing closed.
Very good.
All right. Our next new business is nomination and vote for our officers.
Well, what I will throw out is that you can wait until we have a full board, or you can just go ahead and do it.
I say go ahead and do
It'll be for the next year,
Yeah.
so. And I'll contact Arthur tomorrow and find out, if he intends to start coming when he retires, or if he's just not gonna be able to make it. And if he isn't, then we'll look at getting somebody to fill
Exactly.
this spot. But I think by the end of the year, we should, one way or the other, either he's gonna start coming or we'll have somebody else. I'll try to find out something definitive.
I nominate, Tony for chairman. What is
Mhm.
chairman?
He's currently, well,
Yeah, I was,
you're currently the vice chair.
vice chair.
Because we haven't had a
Okay.
chair.
Because,
I'll do Randy for vice.
Let's do one at a time.
Yeah.
Don't look at me like that. I'm just trying to keep the meeting rolling the way.
yeah, right?
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate it, Kevin.
You're welcome.
Keep us straight here.
He's doing a good job on it.
Honestly, I really did. I know that you're wanting to get somebody else to do it, but you do a great job on the secretary stuff. And I know it takes a long time.
You know when I do most of it? 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
If you look when I email you, it's early in the morning.
Yeah.
You do a good job, Kevin. You need to keep it.
I'll keep this one. I
And you keep it straight.
got rid of the board of
He's not
adjustment.
board of adjustment now, so he's only doing one.
What?
Oh, really?
At the moment, he's only doing one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Eric Broom's gonna do board of adjustment for me. So,
Now, just why would you take that?
He's still on board of adjustment. He's just not
doing
secretary.
it.
Yeah, I know.
because I didn't want it.
Yeah,
It's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work.
I know it is.
I mean, you look at the minutes for board of adjustment, it was 2 pages.
Mhm.
You have to word it all, make it legal, make it sound legal. It's a lot
Well,
of work
see, you
involved.
have more experience at that than any of us.
I think Margaretta's worried because she's already nominated Tony and Randy for something. That leaves
I
her.
can't do that. I don't have a computer or a printer.
I'll second that nomination.
For me,
Yeah, for you, Tony.
well, since unless you want it, but since there's nobody else.
You're doing a
I'll
good job.
Well, you're doing a good job.
Thank you.
Randy will do a good job when you're not here.
There you go.
And I'm always willing to help,
Yeah. Keep us legal.
you know.
All right.
You
All
vote.
set. Oh, yeah. Well, let's see. just all in favor, or do we need, it's not money, so we don't need a.
We had a second, or a motion and a second?
Yeah, Margaret, I made the motion, I second.
All in favor?
Aye. You abstain? Did you vote?
I'll abstain from
Okay.
it, but.
I make a motion to appoint Randy Bowen as vice chair.
I second.
Well, that's quick, Margaret.
We'll give him a second to, write.
I'm ready.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Do you vote for it, Randy?
Nope.
You abstain?
I didn't wanna tilt the election, you know?
All right. That's done, so secretary,
Do we need to, it's probably would hurt to make a motion,
Yeah.
even if it is, even if you're willing to.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
I'll do it.
Okay.
I'm on board. No one else has a computer.
yeah,
Well, Randy, I'm sure Randy's got one.
We've got one, but I mean, I got a lot of things going on too, and that's just, you know.
Like I said, I do that, most of mine, I do at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning.
so.
And you know, you've been at it a long time. I know nobody wants to keep it all the time, but if you do a good job at it, I mean, I don't think you ought to.
So do I hear that motion?
I'll make the motion. He says that, keep things done.
All right, Margaret seconds. All in favor, say aye.
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 I'll abstain. All right, that's that.
All right,
If you ever
so,
need me to type stuff up.
I don't have a printer
Okay.
with my, I've got a printer, I've got my laptop in one place, my printer's in another place, so that's why I just emailed you instead of printing.
Okay.
That way you can add it to the file
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah. Okay.
Just makes sense to me.
next on the new business is zone administrator's monthly report. Who's that? Oh, okay.
Let's see, I'll pass them down.
I think I got one of those.
Is that
No,
one?
I don't think
Is this just
unless
the
I
one?
handed it to you just now, Tony. I might have, that might be where the one went to that this here.
Oh, okay. Oh, you get.
Yeah, I did get it, so.
Okay, yeah, that's what I did. I handed you that and then I'm like, well, I want one.
Yeah, no, you got it.
Okay, all right. So basically it's just a kind of a summary of what I've done this month. The only thing, let's see, I've at this point I've got all the planning commission minutes from 91 through current date organized and scanned, and I've got them in a folder. I haven't figured out how to make them available yet because I tried to put it on the city's SharePoint folder and it won't let me make it available for some reason. I need to talk to Ian about that because it's not a lot of data. It's not big files, but for some reason it won't let me share it. And I've got almost all the Board of Adjustment. I think I just forgot to scan some of them, but I think I've got them all organized. So I've got all the planning and zoning records from the beginning to now in 4 books in my office, and I've got them pretty much all scanned. Excuse me. And I'm trying to kind of, anything that's not minutes, that's something else, I'm trying to figure out a way to format that and get it in the book and get it scanned and organize it in some way that makes some kind of sense. And it's stuff like resignation letters from board members, different records that have just gotten stuck in the book. So I'm scanning those and keeping them too, because I don't want to lose them. And what got me started on it partly was that I found that thing over there
That thing.
from 93, and I wanted to know where it came from, so I started looking back through it. But then the other thing is, at some point, I've got to go through and update our zoning map, because I know it's out of date. It was, the most recent one was 2018, and I need to go through and make the changes like what we, like the zone changes we've done this year. Those I know, so I go ahead and fix those, but some of the older ones, before I got here, I don't know when they happened and what actually has changed. So I've got to go back through all those minutes and make those changes to the zoning map. So we've got a current updated map. So that was kind of important for me to get it all straightened out so I could go back through it month by month and just whenever they were approved. And I'm gonna have to cross-reference them with the city council minutes too, but they're pretty good shape. So that was part of that was the whole project I've been working on for about a month, trying to get all that done. And it's all, at this point, pretty much ready to go. I gotta figure out where I put those board of adjustment scans. I've got the documents, I just don't have the scans. So anyway, so we're digitized.
Yeah.
And then kind of going along with that, I've got this permit system is going now, and what I'm gonna do, I don't remember if I said this in the board of adjustment meeting.
No, you didn't.
Oh yeah, I think I did. I'm gonna give everybody access at some point, and basically
Oh, yeah.
you'll get an email and you create a user account. It's basically you go and create a username and password. And then this is cloud-based, so you could go in on any computer, on your phone, whatever, and you can pull it up and look at it. And so like, let me go back to, no, somehow I got off, it didn't open any window. Well, dang. I can't get there. Did I close the window? No. Okay. Well, anyway, so let me go back to the one that I know I've got a permit. I lost my home screen. I apologize.
What about the new one on, Railroad Street?
Yeah.
There's a-
Yeah, I'll go over there. Quit. I'm really better at technology. Oh, that one's not. It's doing this to me again. Okay, so if I go into, this is the one from the Board of Adjustment. Okay, they're doing some update or something. That's the problem. Because this happened to me the other day. I got this green screen and they wouldn't let me do anything because they're probably working on it. Okay, well, I apologize. I'll show you next month. Because this happened to me the other day and I found out they were doing some kind of update in the GIS system and it wouldn't let me. Because we're working on getting it implemented now, so they're in Utah. They're probably, yeah, it's 5 o'clock there. Or, yeah, probably still doing some work on it. But anyway, basically I've been putting permits in and that way now I can go back and that, the second sheet is basically everything since October. I went back and put in all the fees. We're not processing it through the website yet, but we're having a meeting tomorrow to start setting that up so we can do online payments for permits, business licenses, basically anything else in the city other than the water, I think. I'm not real sure about the occupational tax, but everything else we should be able to start taking credit cards for. But then I'll be able to print out my own reports and show like the permit, like I could break, I don't have to show the payment, I can show just the permit activity, code enforcement activity, that kind of thing. And I can put it in a data range and pull that out. With whatever information I add to it, I can add in the address, owner name, anything that is part of the record, I can pull a report and do that. So that'll be helpful, especially like what I liked about this is I can say I pulled in this much permit fees and case fees, and so I can start saying, you know, this is our return on the activity that we're doing. Teresa could do that. It's not that we haven't been able to do it in the past, but this is a lot quicker and easier. And then it'll export it to an Excel sheet, and I can, you know, I can keep a better monthly record of what we're doing too. So what I should be able to do in the future is in my monthly report, just put, you know, we've had X number of permits, that we've collected this much fees, you know, tally it that way. Right now I'm kind of doing it manually. Now I can go back through all my files and count how many permits I've processed. So this will be a lot more automated and a little bit more efficient. But the other thing about this is it'll also be available to anybody that's got a user to be able to go in and see the information. I think possibly, maybe not do reports, but I think I could work that out too. But anyway, we're kind of moving along. We're getting a little more modern with everything. So I'm kind of excited about that.
Yeah.
The other thing, on November 28th, it's the Tuesday after Thanksgiving at 6, we're gonna have a public meeting here for the comprehensive plan update. And I wanna get you all I'll get you all what we've looked at so far. We've worked on the first 3 chapters of the comprehensive plan. I'll get you all copies of that so you can look at what we're doing, and any input you have, feel free to get with me. If you can be at the meeting, that would be great. We're gonna try.
Send that reminder email.
Yeah, I will. I'll tomorrow. I'm gonna work on trying to get it out on social media and get moving with promoting and all that. So I'll make sure I send you guys that one text.
Who else working on that, Chris?
The Board of Adjustment is the update committee. And so we had a meeting right before the Board of Adjustment meeting and kind of went over some stuff. We had a meeting on the 6th or 8th. A little bit longer meeting where we sat down and went through the comprehensive plan and started kind of making notes and changes and stuff like that. So
It was the 8th.
And then we've been trying to meet like just before the Board of Adjustment, kind of touch base, catch up. But this one on the 28th is intended to be more public, to get the public in and provide input on the plan and the future of the city and what people think are important. And that's really the important part of it. What the citizens see is what's important for the city as far as growth and development and the future and how we want to move forward. So we're hoping we can get enough people. So I'll send out an email text, but ask people to come. Try to be here yourselves if you can and you want to. But yeah, after that meeting, hopefully we'll have enough information. We can do the goals and objectives for the plan. We just want to update them, and then from that point, then we can really start kind of working out the rest of the document and get it to a kind of final draft that we take to basically you all would look at it and give the final okay, and then we take it to city council. Give it to the city council. I'm not sure on the comp plan. On ordinance we do. When we update our zoning ordinance, it has to go through that 2-step. It's just another city ordinance when we update it. The comp plan, maybe we don't. We'll double check and see, but basically that's kind of the process. Once we get a final draft, then planning commission gets the final okay on it from the planning side of it, and then we'll find out. We may or may not have to take it to city council for approval, but at that point, then we've got a comprehensive plan that we can use to kind of work on the the subdivision regulations and the zoning ordinance. So that's kind of where we're at. We're a little bit behind on the timeline that I laid out a few months ago, but we're not too far behind. So maybe a month behind what I'd hope where we'd be at, but it's okay. We're still moving on. Any questions about? We talked about a lot of stuff with the comp plan. We talked about economic development, residential, housing stock, things like that, environmental things. We talked a lot about drainage and stormwater, and so we're trying to incorporate that all in the plan as we go. It's a lot to try to assimilate into one document that makes some kind of sense.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's kind of all I have.
How about the resolved one code violation? What was that? Do you remember?
Off the top of my head, I don't. There've been a few I've been working on. One of them is still. I've got one that it was a criminal summons, and that one the court date is the 28th.
Okay.
And we're still. They've stopped the business aspect, but part of the complaint was that they filled their ditch with gravel, and they're kind of bucking up on that. And they don't want to.
I see where we shoveled some of it out.
Shoveled some of it out.
6-foot section.
Yeah. So we're kind of hoping that they correct that before the court date. And the way Scott explained it to me, the first court date's kind of like they show up, it's kind of in a ring that they tell them what their rights are and what they need to do. And then the second court date, they would actually enter a plea. So as long as they get it corrected by the time they enter the plea, then we can let the case go.
Okay.
So I'm hoping that's the resolution.
Where is that at?
It's on Westview.
Westview?
Yeah. And it's been going on since June or July.
Oh, okay.
So it was one that they came in, I talked to them, and they indicated that they would stop the activity, and they did for a little while, and then it came back. And so we just went ahead with I talked to Scott, and we decided to go ahead with criminal summons. So there've been a few, I don't think this is the one that I said I resolved. Oh, there was one on Meadowbrook. It was tires and trash and stuff and hadn't been mowed. And I sent a letter and they cleaned it up, so that one was resolved. There's one on Stanton Road at the bottom of Steam Shovel. That guy, I sent them a letter and they contacted me. It's the one with the house in the back. They've cleaned up everything, and so that one came on. That might be the one that I put on there that was resolved.
Looks like you've been busy.
Yeah.
2 zone change applications, 1 dimensional variance, 5 zoning building permits, and 2 sign permits.
And actually, I had 2 more permits after I typed this up today.
Oh, good.
So,
Good.
so yeah, and I mean, a little bit of it. I've had a couple of those permits. One, I was driving by one day and somebody was doing some work on a porch. They'd rebuilt the porch, and I stopped, and it was James Trent. And I said, "Hey, you guys need to get a permit." "Oh, okay." You know, so they can get a permit. I mean, it was, you know, it wasn't that I sent a violation notice or anything. But when I see people and I can talk to them, I'm like, "Hey, you gotta get a permit." So we're kind of getting some of that.
A lot of people really don't know they're
Yeah.
supposed to get permits and stuff.
Right.
Yeah. Well, and there was somebody that I contacted. They put a shed up, and I said, "Hey, you need to get a permit." And they rent the house, and they said, "Well, I asked my landlord, and he said I didn't need one."
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, he's wrong. So I'm not being too, like, I'm not, you know, sneaking through people's backyards, but I'm trying to be proactive and trying to be a little bit more on the educational side versus the enforcement side. And just be like, "Hey, you need a permit," as opposed to, here's your nasty letter. Nobody likes that.
No,
But occasionally I have to do that just because I don't have a way to contact the person. But yeah, staying pretty busy. Then occasionally the mayor gets a call about something, or I get a call about something, and we, investigate and follow up. So I think the more information, the more people realize that we're following up on stuff, the more we'll get.
Cool. Make a motion to adjourn.
I say,
Who seconded
yeah.
both of them get about the same time. Let's pick one.
Thank Randy seconded.
Thank you all.
This meeting is adjourned.
it? I'll call for the vote.